You're saying that I'm panhandling? That I'm insinuating that I'm panhandling?
No, I said you have your case that's open in an area that you're not allowed to sit here.
And you just said right now
you
before...
You could say that you were going to record me because we're on a public street, right?
Yes, I am.
So, like I said, all your concerns need to go to the city council.
I understand, but you just said that I was insinuating that I was panhandling because my case was open.
That's not how it was when... If you want to record it how it was.
Yeah, I can show you that my case was open. And people were... I'm saying specifically my case was open and people were putting money into it, but I was not asking for any money. People were just...
I never said you were asking for it.
Well, you said I was insinuating.
Like I said, if you didn't want money, then it should have been closed.
Did you say that I was insinuating?
No, I said it.
Yes, you said the exact word that I was insinuating that people are supposed to put money in.
No.
I wasn't even asking for money.
You go to a different corner.
I understand that. So I need to know where it's publicly posted that I cannot stand here.
Like I said, take all your concerns to the city council. I have rules, and so I'm just here to tell you.
But you said you're part of a private company that's contracted.
I'm hired by a private company. I work for a private company that's hired by another private company that works with the city.
Okay.
So all your concerns, I gave you the information for that.
Yes.
So you can ask them.
No, I understand. Okay, I'm standing on city property right now, so I can stand here. I mean, that's what the law says. They say no sitting or lying. I'm not. I'm standing. So
you're blocking traffic now.
I am.
It's loitering.
I am.
Like I said,
we're having a conversation on the street. This is not loitering.
Please. Just go to a different corner. I don't want to make it worse than what it could be.
No, well, that's fine. Who do you need to call so that way we can escalate this?
Like I said, it's a Saturday. I can't get you your full answer on a Saturday.
Well, then how can you escalate
That's something that I told you. You have to take to the city council.
Well, you're suggesting that if I don't move right now, that this is considered loitering, and you're going to...
You're blocking egress on the public street if that's what you're going to do.
No, we're having a conversation. I'm not blocking anything. People are walking right around me.
I could walk around you too if I walked in the street too.
Yes, so I'm not blocking anything.
But that doesn't mean it's okay or safe to walk in the street to walk around.
Are you saying that it's not safe to stand on the corner or on the street?
I'm not trying to infringe on anything that you want to do.
No,
all I'm saying is go somewhere else to do it.
But you understand how the language that you're using is very slippery and trickery, and you're moving goalposts as we talk.
I said go somewhere else.
Okay, and what happens if I don't? I need to know what happens if I don't.
Then I have to call the cops, and then it's a bigger deal for me.
Bring it, please, because I need to find out what the law is. I really would like to have the police involved. I really would, because this is not valid. The concern that you have here. I'm standing here,
You're standing in front of private businesses also.
But I'm also on the sidewalk. I'm not in front of the business like in their property. I am on the public sidewalk. Can you please bring the police here?
Where were you playing?
Right here.
Right where?
Right here where you're standing.
Take a photo of where you were standing.
It's right here. This is on the sidewalk. Okay. This is paved by the city.
You were leaning against this thing, and your case was right here, which is in front of the businesses on the property.
Yes, I'm standing on the sidewalk, right here.
You were over here in
right
the white zone.
Okay, no.
Also.
Okay.
And so your case was in the white zone too.
Can you please tell me where the public property starts and where it ends?
You were standing right here. Your case was right here, open.
Right here.
You're causing a bigger headache than you need to. All I asked you to go to a different corner.
No, I have been moving around all day, but I need to find out the specifics about why you're saying that I can't be here.
I can't quote it on it because I don't have that information in front of me on me.
So if I continue to stand here, what would happen?
I have to call RPD, and I'm not trying to push it to that.
No, I would. In fact, I'm thinking about calling them myself to find out what the... Okay. I will continue to stand here if you don't mind.
I do mind. That's my job to keep people out of the zone.
On top of the sidewalk?
From the post office all the way around to the alleyway.
On the sidewalk?
Yes. See how everybody's moving?
Yes.
That's all that I need to keep happening.
Okay. But where is it posted that I can't stand?
You have a sit and lie notice right there also. You agreed.
Also, in addition to what? This has been, I know the sitting in line. You're not allowed to sit or lie on the sidewalk because homeless people were basically camping out on the sidewalk.
Right, and I'm not suggesting that that's what you're doing, obviously.
I'm not. So that's what I'm trying to figure out what the problem is, because I was not sitting or lying. And that's actually a statute for the city. That's not a private thing. I don't see any signs posting saying no loitering. It doesn't say anywhere. And you're just saying that I was panhandling and that I was...
I did not say you were panhandling.
Did you say that I was insinuating that I was panhandling?
Yes, you were insinuating panhandling.
No,
I did not say you were.
Okay, so what does insinuating mean? Is that against the law?
I'm not going to go through the dictionary of every word that's ever said or posted.
But I'm just
like
asking.
I said, take your concerns to the city. If you have a
If I
question
were to
about
stand
what it
here,
can and cannot
you're saying that you would call the cops if I continue
Yes.
to stand here. Can you please do that? I really want to ask them the law.
No,
I really,
I'm not going to bother them with that kind of thing.
Well, then you're not going to call the cops then.
I can. I'm not trying to
Let's-
make it to that point.
Well, I don't mind if it comes to that point because they have seen me standing here and they said nothing.
That's because they're not going to. They don't want to deal with it. I hate to tell you guys, but they don't want to deal with that.
I'm not on private property. I'm very sorry.
Okay. I also suggest that you read the poster that's over there on the corner
What does
about
it say?
the property.
What does it say?
I don't know word for word, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm just saying I suggest you read it also.
Okay.
It kind of explains the how it's partnered up here with the
Okay.
big public.
I can give, so information on where it's publicly posted is there or what?
I'm not gonna, like I said, quote on what is on it fully
Yes.
because I don't have it memorized, but it's right there on the corner. It kind of explains the parking gallery all in itself.
I understand. I mean, this is more of a matter of principle than anything. It really is. I mean, it comes down to where private and public property ends. From the past, I understand that if you go into a casino where a business is considered private property, even if the doors are open, that's been in a long-standing in Reno municipal law ever since like the 70s or 80s. But standing on the sidewalk anywhere is okay. It's even allowed because do you understand that, like, I think it was 14 or 15, the city council specifically made a proclamation about the freedom of street performers to perform anywhere they want to on the city property because it's considered a First Amendment right. So I'm just telling you that this is infringing on my constitutional rights and it's infringing on the proclamation that the city council actually put forward. There's a lot of different things at play here. And if you're just telling me to leave because that I'm insinuating that I'm panhandling, and
I
I'm
didn't
not,
ask you to leave for that.
huh?
I didn't ask you.
But
to
you're
leave
just
for
asking me to leave,
insinuating.
period.
Because no one stops here. No one is allowed to stop here
But this is not
for
private property.
a longer period of time.
Then what?
So it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're playing music or the person's doing drugs next to you or sleeping or whatever.
As long as they're not sitting or standing, and as long as they're not doing anything illegal, we're allowed to stand.
Then stand on that half of the...
Okay. I can do that. That's fine. I can do that. So, like, where are you telling me how far away
Right
right here? I
See
can
the tree line?
the tree line.
Allows people to walk.
Okay.
See, that way you're not blocking anything.
I wasn't blocking anything between these two over here either.
Right there you were. So
No,
people
I'm
have
talking
to know
about
that.
over here.
But if you're on the edge there near the road, you can see who's coming and going.
But this right here is still private property, and I'm not blocking anyone here. It
This
seems
right
to.
here is.
This is blocking what?
But like I said, no, I'm not saying blocking. I'm saying
Because
this is a different property.
No one can come down these stairs,
But
obviously.
if you want to discuss versus sidewalk versus not, the
Yes.
sidewalk is this wall right here. Okay?
I'm going to have to go to the Reno Redevelopment Agency to find out where the property lines are, because that seems very arbitrary. And if you can't even quote me which law or which contact you're stating, and if there's nothing posted, it sounds like you're making it up.
How am I making up that there's physically barriers here to where you would walk?
Because within a range of 10 minutes, first you said it was all the way to the curb where the contract is.
No, I said you could stand on that side, and I'm not going to give you a headache.
Earlier you were saying that it goes all the way to the
It does,
curb.
and I'm not. But I'm trying to meet you in the middle. Am I not?
Well, it sounds like that you're kind of trying to make a
'Cause
bargain.
you know what? You're pushing it to the point where I do have to call the cops, and it
I
causes
would
me
love to
problem, and I don't want to do that
I'm not. No, why not?
because that could put you in a different spot too. And
I
I'm not
have
gonna waste
spoken to the
resources
police
having
before.
a cop come down here to deal with you.
I'm not doing anything.
That's dumb.
If the cops tell me to do something, then I will obey their instruction, because that is what you have to abide by what police officers say. Now, if there's a complaint that you have toward that, you can make a complaint to the police and it can go to the proper channels. But as far as I can see, I'm in the legal right here to stand here because this is a public sidewalk. So that's why I'm saying, if you want to bring the cops into it, I have no problem, and I don't have any fear about this, because all it would do is tell me to leave, and then I can finally
That's
bring
what
it
I'm
up.
just trying to avoid that time frame. And like I said, if you take it to the city council and they say, yeah, you're okay, then you're all more welcome to come back.
Do I have to get it in writing? Because what if the next security guard doesn't understand that the whole...
That's what I'm saying. It would be relayed either way.
It would be relayed?
It would be relayed to anybody who's here.
Yes, okay. Is there going to be any paperwork on this conversation? Is there anything that documents that someone was standing here? I mean, how can I have anything documented?
Yes, I can document it. Yes.
Okay. Can we do that? Because in order for me to bring it to the council, I have to bring some type of documentation.
I do it electronically, and it goes to the Colliers, which is what I sent, what I gave you.
All right. And will you do that?
Yeah, I can definitely document.
Okay. And can I have their phone number?
I don't have their specific one.
Because in other words, in order for me to escalate it like you're asking, I have to have something more than just a verbal communication, because it's very arbitrary. It's not going to be documented.
I can document it. It goes electronically to that company. I don't have a physical thing that I can give you. I mean, I can give you my name, my number, that kind of thing. That's fine.
Well, I don't need your own personal number. I just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I understand that they're asking you to make sure that people aren't panhandling or sitting or asking for money or things like that. I'm not. And I'm standing here, I'm playing music, which is guaranteed under the First Amendment according to the City Council. So I know that for a fact. They actually made that proclamation. They went through the whole thing where they actually made a vote, and they put it through, and they said that no one's going to be harassed or bothered, especially by the cops. Because they used to harass people all the time, and then back like 4 years ago, they completely stopped because the City Council put that through. So I'm just trying to tell you, even if there is a contract, as long as people are abiding by the law, it should be fine. And I would rather not myself go through that hassle in the first place. I was just playing music. So it really comes down to how far you want to take it too, which is, I think it's kind of absurd.
Exactly. That's my point. I said, go any other corner but this one, and I'm fine with that.
I understand that you have a contract with the property in front of and behind this corner.
Hey, excuse me.
Yes.
You guys know where a smoke shop here by chance?
Other side of the street, probably.
A smoke shop specifically? Like what kind of smokes?
Just in general with
like
water
cigarettes?
pipes and just like cigarettes.
Oh, water pipes. Within walking distance, Midtown is the best one. There's a place, it's a smoke shop in Midtown. It's a little bit further away, but they got water pipes, they got hookahs, they got cigarettes.
Basically all the essentials.
All the essentials are there. I smoke hookah. I know that you have a job. I'm just trying to make sure that the law is actually
And you know what? I'm more than welcome to accept if it's different. If you bring that to me, I'm 100% with that.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy that's gonna be like, no, that's not how it is.
I never thought I would have this kind of conversation either. I mean, I always see it online on YouTube and stuff. They have conversations with people and they argue about it, and then it gets into a confrontation, and pretty soon people are being tackled. That's not what I'm here for.
That's not what exactly. I'm not here for that.
So
either.
I'm just saying that if you're trying to say that you're going to bring the police in here,
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Well, okay, but just because you
that
don't
is a
want
last
to,
resort that I do have to do if I need to, but I don't want to. Okay. I'm not one of those guys that's looking for.
I'm just trying to. No, I'm not looking for a fight either. I would like to speak to them if it comes to that point, because it seems like there's a conflict of two different things happening. That there's a private contract, and then there's the actual public law, and that's where the friction starts happening. And if the friction doesn't get, then it never gets resolved. So I'm trying to make sure there's some kind of actual resolution that can be followed clearly, either through some kind of posted sign saying private property, no loitering from this point on. You know, they have like those little markers that are on the street sometimes where it shows where the private property starts, things like that. They have little posts. I mean, have you ever been to like in front of the AT&T building? They have a walkway through the AT&T property, and then it says this is a public access way on private property. It can be revoked at any time.
Gotcha. And that's something I can easily tell them that they need something like that. I'm 100% with you on making it clear, because that makes my day easier too.
I know.
So
I've never stood over here behind the railing, because I know that actually is private property, because that's the actual building structure. But how far it comes out here, that's what I'm bringing into question, because it sounds like that I cannot stand here where the public property is paved one way, because I know this is part of the city.
So do you play? You're local, you said.
Yeah, I've lived here for 12 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So most likely you would be doing this next weekend somewhere, possibly, right?
I kind of roam around.
Right.
Right now I'm here because there's too much wind over next to the river.
So if I can meet in the middle where today you go somewhere else, but we meet here, me and you, next weekend, and we have documentation either on your
I
side,
can
my
do
side.
some research. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can
So
do some
like
research.
I said, I'm going to be here all weekend,
Okay.
or all next week too.
All right.
I'm one of the supervisors, so even if you come here and I'm not here, they can call me down here.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
All right.
That way it gives you time to do your research. I can get what I need from the property and the city and everything else.